time for our 10th contest of the afternoon. And entering the Battery case first into the red corner. Make some noise for Steve Collins.
Steve Collins making his way to the cage, representing Team Ronin MMA, under Joe Silk Cummins. They've vastly, very quickly become the absolute standouts of the UK MMA scene. I mean, they're a relatively new team, Team Ronin, but great facility, classes all the way through kids to adults, but some of the best fighters in the country all under one roof. They've got Will Haycox there as well, Aaron Cowborn, multiple Battle Arena champions fighting out of Team Ronin, all under the tutelage of Joe Silk Cummins, one of the UK's most experienced professional fighters and a veteran of Battle Arena himself. I've been so looking forward to this one. Every fighter that we have come out of Ronin MMA is so skilled. Some of the best fighters in the country, all under one roof, all in one gym, all representing, all under the tutelage of Joe Silk Cummins, one of the UK's most experienced professional fighters, and training with the likes of Will Haycox and Aaron Coburn.
Yeah, which is excellent, right? Because Will Haycox later on in the card making his, I think, pro debut at lightweight. So you got all the way up to the top of the food chain here, and you got to believe that Steve Collins has been sparring. He's making his debut tonight, and he's got all the tattoos to go with it.
It's a big 70K as well. Brad Eston, 1-0, coming in for a second ever MMA fight. Wants to improve that to 2-0, representing Bermuda MMA, which is bizarrely in Leicester.
Well, I knew the Bermuda Triangle could transport you to different places. Is this what happened? Is it like some sort of...
Yeah, I'm assuming it's Coach Loves Triangles.
Robe. You don't see a lot of robes nowadays. I like it.
We don't see enough robes, Steve.
We need more robes in this world.
Fighters. Let's get more robes.
Wrestlers in the 90s and 80s in the United States used to wear robes all the time. It was quite cool. But now he's been derobed, and we're seeing a very, absolutely, completely well-conditioned Brad Eston.
He's
1-0. He wants to double that up, doesn't he? He wants to double his pleasure and double his fun. But we got somebody that wants to spoil the party. And Steve Collins' coming out party is just moments away.
He's Brad Easton trains under Liam Corrigan. And Liam Corrigan back in the day was one of the biggest names on the UK grappling circuit. He's a guy that I think did like hundreds of competitions, had matches against the likes of Ollie Geddes and Dan Strauss and those huge names. And really well-respected coach and martial artist is Liam Corrigan. And he's in the corner of our man, Brad Easton.
Ladies and gentlemen, this contest is sponsored by Eric Viking. Introducing first fighter in the red corner, weighing 69.4 kilograms, representing the Ronin MMA. Make some noise for Steve Collins.
Steve Collins, Ronin MMA with his debut, looking very focused.
And his opponent fighter in the blue corner, weighing 69.4 kilograms, representing Bermuda MMA. Make some noise for Brad Eston.
Brad's getting a bit of a boo from the Birmingham faithful. Ronin MMA is just down the road.
Support you guys, but Brad looks just amazingly jacked. This guy is a beast. I am looking so forward to this. Getting their first instructions. They're going to go to their corners, and then it's going to be all hell's going to break. We're both filming this.
Well, I think we're both predicting something exciting. I don't know.
So. I just want them to collide like two meteors in the middle.
We've got Steve Collins in the solid blue, and Brad Easton in the red and black.
Who's going to be there first?
Houston with the pressure. Collins doubling up that jab.
Oh, there's a nice kick lands for Houston. They come berating right in front of us here.
Houston
just so
pressure.
Yeah, so composed. Just calling kicks. He's looking to just close him in and get the takedown.
You can hear the corner of Houston. This is clearly the game plan, is to try and get this fight to the floor. I mean, such high-level jiu-jitsu at Bermuda MMA, you'd think this would be the plan. Oh, he's on the back. Oh, great defense by Collins. Oh, he's trapping the arm, Khabib style already, before they even hit the ground.
Oh, he got behind the back already. Yeah, very. Oh, yeah,
Steve.
very well put together. I just want to see if there's a big lift coming.
Yeah, he's holding the arm. He wants the takedown just like that. I thought he'd lift him high.
Yep. Wrestling wins the day. He's on the back already. One hook in.
Houston's going to struggle to get that second hook in. The cage is stopping him. But he's got that trip, that Renzo Gracie trip.
Yeah, he's doing well to get that lace in there, and he can drag Collins' body onto it.
Oh, nice.
Just seeing a little difference in experience here. Very composed Steve Collins coming in on his debut, but oh, look at, it's almost like a Kimura lock, but it's coming across the body. I'd like to see Steve Collins turn his head in so he's looking at Eston.
Yeah, the use of pressure is
and
insane.
They break away.
This is what Collins wants though. Back to the striking, use that double jab.
Eston throws his right hand like it's a meat hook, like he's got a hammer on the end of it. And that's exactly what he's done. I think he's hurt Collins. Collins got the collar tie and landed a couple uppercuts of his own.
Both swinging wild, Steve.
Back onto the single. Making it into a double, and he gets the tilt there.
So one, he's got to watch his neck. Oh, look at Khabib trapping the arm, trying to reach through. Oh, Collins did so well to post on the head and get back to his feet.
Good job, he's standing back up. This is exhausting work for Steve Collins, trying to stand up after each one of these takedown attempts.
It's going to be exhausting work for both fighters, I think, Steve. Houston trying to pick the ankle, drag Collins to the floor.
Gets the, he uses it to set up some dirty boxing there.
Houston's taking some deep breaths. Collins so composed, just very technical defense. Is Houston running the risk of blowing his gas tank, being so physical so early in the fight.
And you see him, he's on his toes the whole time, pushing in, pressing in. And even though Collins is having to fight for every inch here, he's getting to lean up against the cage a bit. 20 seconds left in this first round.
I do enjoy Houston's pressure. He knows what he wants. He's at it. Looking for a hip throw there, Steve. The cage kind of maybe blocked
Really
him.
hard to do that with that overhook there.
Yeah.
Because Collins is just not engaging in that kind of game. He's sitting back. And he's getting good head position here to prevent any sort of big takedown. And a knee finishes us off.
I mean, Houston is breathing heavy. Collins looks a little bit more the composed of the two. All those takedowns, it's got to take a lot of energy out of you.
Houston takes the, stool as well. They say he's going to get some really good instruction there. I think the whole point is to try to take him to the ground. You can do a lot of that setting up afterwards, and I think he just kind of rushed that leg lace there on the top when he was moving. He could have just secured him. But he's doing really well on the breaks as Easton is just, on the break, just hitting on the break, hitting on the break, hitting on the break. And I think that'll do a lot of damage to Collins, but he's got to be, what I'd like to see is less push, more push back away, hit, push back away, hit, rather than that constant static pressure. But I can't get everything I want, Chris. I certainly can't.
That's live.
Everybody wants finishes.
I think I'd be surprised if this goes the distance, Steve. So physical, both these fighters.
Round two.
I could
want to see him just come out and just start throwing bombs. But
is there a possibility it's now swings?
That right hand of Eston's is
Collins.
just amazing. So it's one of those things. I think he's going to look to try to set that up. Oh, we see the overhand right of Collins.
It's what Collins wants, to keep his range, but he just gets pressed up against the cage. He's got to use that jab more. There, lovely hook.
He's starting to let his hands go, is Eston. Oh, pardon me, Steve Collins.
Collins hooking off the right.
Just behind right now. He's going to have some urgency here. We'll see him try to run it up. Ooh,
nice
there's the kick. And there's the right hand.
Yeah, Eston's having success in that dirty boxing range. Collins is having a little bit more success when they're staying long.
Now he breaks into the clinch like he wanted to. Head position is good right now for Eston.
See, Eston's not as ferocious as he was in the first round, Steve. I think fatigue is starting to be a factor.
Yeah, it makes cowards of us all, but look, he's doing well to pull him weight. I'd like to see him, he needs to bend his knees here and bring his hips in, almost like you're kind of doing a deadlift, because he's got that, he's got that lift, that high crotch lift. I love it.
He's going to look for the arm trap again, Steve.
He's got a high underhook here. He can use that to kind of drive to the ankle pick or take his opponent back.
Collins is beautiful trip. Look, he's looking for that
about.
wrist again. He's trying to get the Khabib. He's got it a little bit, Steve. He's got the arm around the back, holding the wrist.
Yeah, you can use that to control and prevent Collins from turning away.
Yeah.
You see really good awareness there from Eston because he's looking to his corner for those instructions.
Yeah.
This is the difficulty here in MMA because I'd like to see Steve Collins try to tripod up, and that is lean his head forward and get up onto his feet because he could slip Eston off to the top. Brad would just kind of slip off.
It's going to be hard.
He's trying to do it right now.
Eston's got that wrist control with his
One
right
hook
arm.
in.
He's being told to shake him off. He probably needs more technical instruction than that.
Yeah, a little bit more.
Sometimes if you stretch out the wrist they're holding, you can break the grip. And then tripod, like you said, Steve, try and make Eston call on the front. Otherwise, you're going to get flattened out just like that.
That's brutal. And now Eston has the choice here.
Oh, the arm triangle's there. Eston doesn't want it. Chooses some ground and pound.
Big right hand.
Oh.
Almost looking like he's going for a regular triangle. But
Yeah,
he's in mount. I'm not seeing a lot of awareness here right now from Steve Collins about trying to slip out and trying to.
Eston's cleared. He's going to switch for the arm lock there. Changed his mind. Landed some huge
and
ground
you hear
and pound.
the thumping.
Watch the back of the head.
Got to, but Steve Collins is not doing himself any favors by turning away.
Such power in these shots, Steve. You can hear them reverberating around the whole of Edgbaston Stadium.
Now he's on the neck.
Only 20 seconds. Can Collins survive and get to
Collins
round
got
3?
his hand in the way. He's doing well to survive here. He's doing the perfect amount of defense. 10 seconds remaining. There's that big clap, which I'm sure Steve Collins is happy to hear.
Eston is under the chin, Steve. He's squeezing
got
with
the
a short time left in the round.
And there's
it's
the
over.
time. With 3 seconds remaining. And Brad Eston gets the big finish. And Steve Collins will have to wait for another time to get his first MMA victory. But Brad Eston makes it 2-0.
What a performance. What pressure. What takedowns. What control on top. And what punching, dirty boxing in the range.
Just a more measured approach there, like you were saying, in the second round, and it yields the finish. But what toughness there from Steve Collins, especially for a debut. Imagine that being your debut. Imagine going up against that guy for your debut.
And Collins looked great. His striking,
excellent, yeah,
his
fabulous.
hook off the cross.
Especially the beginning of that first round. But what was always going to be the game there was Brad Eston trying to close him down, cut the cage off, and end up with Steve Collins' ass against the fence. And then he was going to be able to really capitalize there. So very impressive. Honestly, 70 kilos. I hope you're on notice right now. I hope you're watching this, and I hope you're working your takedown defense. Dig those underhooks, baby. Dig those underhooks.
Collins' takedown defense was on point. Like, you know, for the first round, Eston couldn't hold him down. Every time he half touched the floor, he's back to his feet. He was aware of the grips that Eston was trying to get. Round 2, just sunk the takedown just a little bit. It was that trip. It was that beautiful trip, kind of judo-style foot sweep, and then grabbing the wrist so that Collins could no longer use that to prop himself up and get back to his feet. Stunning performance by both these gentlemen, but fantastic takedowns and resting from Eston.
So after 2 minutes and 57 seconds on the second round, we have our winner by a rear naked choke for the fighter in the blue corner, Brad Eston. And please make some noise for Steve Collins.
Everyone at home watching this on pay-per-view, I hope you enjoyed that fight. What a performance by both of these fighters. This is Battle Arena, brought to you by Eric's Fight Gear, Supology, the Fisticuffs podcast, and they also do Fisticuffs Fight Gear, rash guards, shorts, that kind of thing. And Cat's Jolly Holidays. Been on a Cat's Jolly Holiday. Love a Cat's Jolly Holiday.